fellows, and welcome back to a new video. So the new season is starting on console, so I decided to make a quick but still detailed progression guide from season to mid game and to the end game. Keep in mind, this is my personal opinion on how you should progress with your gear. In the end, you still can make your own choices how you want to progress through the game. But yeah, other than that, let's jump right into it. So first off, when we're starting season, you should follow the main quest line. If you already played season, if you already played the game, then you also have other gear prepared. But this guide will be completely from beginner stage on to the end. So assuming you're a complete beginner, you're starting off with your main quest line, and while you're processing through the main quest line, you're getting beginner blackstones. These beginner blackstones are used for enhancing this narrow gear. The narrow gear has a very high chance to success, so basically just run through the quest and smash them. Smash the blackstones on them. It's very easy to get the pens, because you will need the pen narrow gear for the next step. So when you have walked through the main quest line and you have done your pen narrow gear so far, then it's time to go to meet Fugar. At Fugar, you can exchange this narrow gear to Tuvala gear, which is basically the actual season gear. So, and if we do that, it would you get duo Tuvalas and so on from him, like duo Tuvala helmet, duo Tuvala armor, and so on. And over the course of the main quest line, you have also dropped time-filled blackstones and the ore, which you also need for enhancing the Tuvala gear. So this would be the next step, exchanging your narrow gear to Tuvala, and then the gear would look like this. So this would be the stage where you are when you have reached 61, I think. So with 61, with 60 and 61, you get a reward from a Pentuvala ring and a Pentuvala earring, and every other stuff you see, you're just trying to enhance over the course while you're playing season. So getting a dandelion on base, you get the weapons you get on duo from exchanging from the narrow gear. So basically you get everything on duo from exchanging, and from there on you're just trying to walk your way through to get to these enhancement levels on your gear. Alright, so let's jump to the next. This is basically the gear you want to look at when you're close to finish season. So there are two different scenarios you could also have. If you're planning on playing way longer season and not straight trying out to graduate, then you can also try to enhance the last 4 accessories to pen. I not recommend this because of the later stages I will show you, because it's, in my opinion, not worth it to do, because after graduating these accessories will be replaced anyways. Alright, but yeah, that's basically the end game build you are looking at season before you're starting graduating out of season. So we are done now, so we are finishing our season, and our gear looks like this now. We picked the Pen Cabochon necklace as reward from the season, and from leveling 62, I am assuming now that you have reached level 62. If not, this is just a base Cabochon ring. So this would basically look like this if you're only 61. If you have reached 62, while playing season, then this can be a tri-capuccia ring. So basically this is the gear where you start your journey in BDO after season. Alright, so first step after this is to meet Jetina. Because if this is your first season, and since it's a beginner guide, I'm assuming it's your first season you have finished, you get the opportunity to meet the NPC Jetina to exchange your pen Tuvala armor pieces to TET boss gear pieces. It's not changing too much in terms of your actually sheet DP and sheet AP, but the hidden stats you get, especially from exchanging Urugons and Griffin, is huge. So you definitely want to do this before you do anything else after graduating. So exchanging all your weapons, all your armors to these items. Very important note, it doesn't matter which playstyle you will prefer in the future, so meaning DR or Evasion. This is still the way to go in the beginning, doesn't matter which class you're playing. Alright, next step is getting familiar with the Jetina's pen boss gear quest line. So there is a way in the game where you can enhance these items saved to pen. Quickly show you the picture to it. This is the whole way to get your save pen enhancement. This picture will be in the description, as all the other stuff I will mention out. So you may now wonder, yeah, but where do I start now? Which items I should go first? Very easy. So first off, the first 4 items you're going for is the Pen Griffin, the Pen Dimtree, Pen Kutum, and there is the choice, if you're playing Succession, you're going for the Pen Saka. If you're playing Awakening, you're going for the Pen Dande. This choice is up to you. You can decide by your own which one you want to take. So this will take some time and will also take some money, of course. So this will be your first really big step. Getting these items to pen will also highly increase your AP and also DP. While you're doing the quest line, or while you're grinding for preparing your pen boss gear through the quest line, make sure you also pick up the daily quest for the Jetina's pen accessory quest. This will be a long journey because it's still quite expensive. As you can see, the total costs on this screen at least were calculated around 10 billion. But you have to do, I think, was it 90 dailies? You have to do 90 dailies till you have enough of these stones, enough of this powder. So you still have plenty of time, so better be prepared and do it right from the beginning on, and then have it prepared, and once you have the money, you still can go for it, right? So make sure you pick up this daily quest all the time. Next important note is that while you're doing the daily for the Jetinas and the daily for the pen accessory, also make sure you're starting your journals. Yes, I know journals are very, very annoying. They are boring. They feel like I don't want to do them basically, but you really have to do them. They're giving you a lot of benefits, and at least you'd only have to do them once, and then they are done forever. So you're looking at the Igor Bartali's book you want to finish as soon as possible. The Thieves is also very important. Dorian Magrim's Secret Journal. Yeah, and that's basically it. You can look for the Heralds, but it's basically only 1 DP. But yeah, that's the 4 most important ones I would say you should do. The Fugas also gives you only 1 DP, and the Pavinos Grecos collection gives you nothing. It's it's I think just for the drop rate. I can't even remember. The ruler piece will be finished by itself. It's based on the amount of quests you're doing. So it get done over time, but there's nothing to force for. But these 4 adventure logs, you're really looking forward to do them as soon as possible. So make sure you're doing them by side. Guides for these 4 journals will be also linked in the description. Alright, assuming you are done now with the gear on the screen and you have also done your adventure logs, jump to the next gear progression. So the next progression would be to get a TET base belt and a TET crescent. Why? Because this would be the first threshold you're getting here. The game works with AP brackets, and 269 AP Qutrum is the first bracket you are aiming for to get to comfortably grind at every grind spot which is at least allowing your DP. So right now we are looking at 323 DP, so probably on Litter is not the place where you want to go at the moment, besides Thornwood, but Turos and Oluns is definitely far away. With this gear, Sequoia can work, but you have to be really patient there. So these are the next 2 upgrades. These are the more expensive upgrades now. So as you can see, as higher we are progressing through our gear, as longer your progression will take time. Because of course upgrades will get more expensive, and more expensive means more silver, and this means you need more time to get the silver. So don't get frustrated if an upgrade is not coming that close that you were hoping for. As I always like to say, Black Desert is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Okay, so after you have gotten these 2 TET accessories, your next goal is to go for pen Urugans and pen Bigs. So I not have checked the market entirely right now. In the past, at least it was that only 2 boss armor pieces were worth to do with the Jetina's questline. So that's why I picked also the pen Griffin and the pen Dimtree. If the situation is good, you can still go for a 3rd item through the Jetina's questline. If not, save up your money or try your luck with enhancing. That's completely up to you how you want to achieve it, but these are the 2 next goals you have, pen Urugans and pen Bigs. And this is also a decider. Like I said in the beginning, there are 2 different playstyles. There's the R and Evasion, and that's also why I said go for the pen Griffin and the pen Dimtree in the beginning for the pen, because these 2 items works on both builds. They're not, but on the shoes and on the gloves you have to make changes. So assuming you are saying, okay, I'm playing Striker, but I'm going Evasion, right? Then you are not going for pen Urugans here, then you're going for pen Muscans. And also on the gloves you're going for pen Debos. As I said, the 3rd item can be worth to do with the Jetina's questline. So if you decide to do that and you want to go for an Evasion build, then you can just go to Jetina and exchange the TET Bigs you got to TET Lebos, or if you want to do the Muscans, you can exchange the TET Urugans to TET Muscans. The 4th boss armor piece you have to buy anyways, so it doesn't matter if it's DR or Evasion, you have to buy it anyways from the Sandmark, or you enhance it by yourself. And since the Jetina's gear from season can't be self-enhanced besides the questline, it doesn't matter anyways. So this is the big factor here, where you actually have to decide either way you're going DR or the Evasion. I'm assuming now you're going DR. It will be also fitting the new class Dracania which is coming out. So we're just sticking with DR gear for now. And if you look at this gear right now, you are pretty comfortable. Like, this is really, really good gear right now. And over the course, of course, after you have gotten your two last pen boss gears, you're also getting close to get your pen crescent ring through the pen quest line. As I said, make sure to make the daily and also save up the materials you need for it, because the overall cost just coming from the materials. Alright, so we are getting closer and closer to the late game. So next step is Kefra your 4 boss gear pieces to C4. And after this, you're aiming to get a TET Disto. This will be also a longer time to take, quite expensive item, but it gives you great value for the beginning and also puts you then in the 281 bracket, which is a really, really good PvE bracket. Also with this DP you have right now, 345, you can safely grind in Sequoia, you can grind basically everywhere besides Ash Forest and Hollands. Turos can be a little bit hard with this DP, but it's doable. You just have to be a little bit more patient on the attacks of the mobs and so on, but it can work out. So the next upgrade we are aiming for after the TET Disto and the C4 Armours is pushing our DIM tree to C10. So why do we want to do that? It sounds ridiculous because basically pushing the boss gear pieces each by one is not as efficient as you push like C5, 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 C6, 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 C6 and so on, you know. The reason why we want to get the C10 on the DIM tree first before we're putting any other Kefras into the other gear is to make our way to the Fallen God armor. So the Fallen God armor is basically made out of a pen DIM tree or a pen red nose C10 and the Flame of Despair. The Flame of Despair you're getting at Turos. You can grind either way the 100 embers. It's basically a pity system like the same on the Autopod. Or you can also just straight buy it from the central market. There are not so many pre-orders, it's 2 billion. Just place your pre-order and wait till you get it. And once you get it, you get a quest line, and then you can convert your DIM tree C10 to a Fallen God armor. And this will be your major goal then, to get this Fallen God armor to do it. If you're lucky with enhancing, then it can be literally done in 10 minutes, but it can also take a lot of time. So, and also a lot of silver. So yeah, looking forward to this. Don't get stressed out with this. You're not losing any value when you're upgrading your C10 DIM tree to a Fallen God armor. So you're not losing anything, even though it's base or only pry. It doesn't matter, you're not losing anything. But duo is the goal where you want to get. Also, in preparation for the future, make sure to bring up your dandy to C3. And after this, the next really big and expensive upgrade is getting a second TET Disto and also bringing your dandy to C5. This brings you in the 289 bracket, which is considered one of the most competitive AP brackets in BDO in terms of PvE. With 289 Kudum, you can basically grind everywhere in terms of damage. There is no threshold. This is the sweet spot where you want to be in terms of AP. So once you have reached this AP on your Kudum level, you're completely fine. You can grind wherever you want, whenever you want. And your damage will be always great. But of course, always consider that you have to match your DP to the grind spot. So, for example, Ash Forest, your damage for Ash Forest would be probably enough, but your DP isn't. So, this is the next step we are working on. After this, we are just going for full Kefra C9 on the 3 armor pieces. This will also take a lot of time, it's expensive, but then you are looking at a 653 gear score, which is absolutely fine. It's a great gear you have then. And from there on, I can't really tell you how to process anymore, because there we can getting to a point where yourself have to decide which items you really want. And I can just give you some ideas where you could go for, but in the end there's like no really way to go. It's more about personal preference. Alright, so things you can do once you have finished this stage of gear. You could go for a TET Blackstar if you want to. If you're playing Succession, then you're also maybe looking forward in the future to get a Pen Blackstar. But this is like really expensive, this is really for the future. But yeah, a Pen Blackstar, a TET Blackstar would be one thing. Then I would aim for a second Pen Crescent. Then I would go for a Pen Barcy. And of course, you are now more and more into PvP, right? So we are looking at the Nouver. And we're still missing one AP sadly for Succession, and one for Awakening. So basically what I would do if I play Awakening, I would go for C7 to get this 309 AP. If you're playing a Succession class, then you have to stay a little bit calm for now and wait till the opportunity is there to get more AP. Which basically means at that stage is getting either way a pen necklace, which brings you then perfectly to the 309 AP. Or what you also could do is saving up your money not for a pen necklace, save that at TET, and aiming for the long-term goal with a Pen Blackstar. If you get a Pen Blackstar, you get also the choice to get rid of one Narc. It would basically look like this. And you're still in the 309 bracket with Nouver. The Kefras and the Dande, if you're playing Succession of course, are not needed anymore. So you can just get rid of that. And yeah, as I said, there are so many ways to progress. There's of course a late game build you want to aim for, but this is also completely different from class to class, so hard to tell from my side. If I look at Guardian, the best build, at least for the moment in Succession, is going for 2 Pen Narcs, Pen Crescents, Pen Barcy, a Pen Necklace of course, and that's basically the gear you're looking at as a Guardian. If you really want to min-max, these also can be Ruin Rings, there's the second one, and this also can be a Valtower belt. So this is basically, at least as a DR class, in most scenarios, not in all, of course, it's more like towards the shield classes and so on. This is like the endgame gear you're looking at. You can also go for the C10 on the last items here. And what you can also try in the end is trying to get your Fallen God to try. But this would be probably your endgame build if you're playing Succession. If you're playing Awakening, then this one is probably still a TET Blackstar of course, and you're looking at a C9 Dande. This is like the 2 different scenarios. But like I said, this is endgame stuff, really deep endgame stuff. This is basically my gear you see right now. So that will take a lot of time, and you have to make your own choices which items you actually prefer and which not. Alright, but I think that's it. I hope you gave you a small idea how to progress through the game once you have started with season. If you have any kind of question how to progress, or if you have any questions in terms of enhancing which items, etc., feel free to ask them in the comments. I am here for you to help you out in your BDO journey. And yeah, other than that, I wish you all a great day. Have fun with the new season, and see you next time. Cheers.